The Gift of the Maggie. The year is 1905. We're on the streets of New York, with its tall buildings, expensive stories, and important people. But what do we know about the little people? Who lives behind that door? Who walks in that small dark office? Let's open a door and watch two young people on a cold day in December. The apartment is small. It has only two rooms. There are no pictures or photos. We can't see any special things on the table, but it is a happy home. Mr. and Mrs. James Jim Gillingham Young live here. It is their first home at $8 a week. Jim works 6 days a week for $20. Every evening he walks slowly home. His days are long and his feet are heavy, but then he opens the door of the apartment. There is a Mrs. Young, his Della. She is the light in his dark days. She has food on the table for him, and she looks at him with her beautiful brown eyes. Jim always smiles. He is a happy man in his apartment with Della, and she is happy too. This afternoon we can see Della in the apartment. Jim is at work. Della puts her money on the table. She has $1.87, and tomorrow is Christmas. How can I buy a special Christmas gift for Jim with $1.87? What am I going to do? She thinks. Della walks across her kitchen. What can I buy for Jim? Della looks at the window. She can see her unhappy face in it. She looks at her long, beautiful hair. Jim always says, I like to see your hair every morning in the sun. At work, I think about your hair. Mr. and Mrs. James Dr. Young have two special things, Della's hair and Jim's gold watch. The watch was a gift from Jim's father, and Jim always has it with him. Sometimes Della says, Excuse me, Mr. Young, what time is it? Then Jim smiles and he takes the gold watch from his coat. He opens the watch and looks at it with love. Then he tells Della the time. But now Della is thinking about her beautiful hair. Quickly she puts on her thin black coat and old hat. She goes into the street. She runs to Mrs. Sofroni's store on First Street. The old woman buys hair. Can you buy my hair? Della asks. Mrs. Sofroni smiles. I can give you $20 for it. Okay, but please take it quickly, Della says. Della sits down and Mrs. Sophie starts to walk. Della doesn't look at her hair on the floor. At 3 o'clock she takes the $20 from Mrs. Sophie and puts on her hat. She runs quickly to 4th Street and looks in every store. She finds her gift for Jim, a beautiful gold chain for his watch for $21. Della runs home and finishes the Christmas food. She is happy because she has the chain for Jim's watch. Then she sees her hair in the window. Is Jim going to love me with short hair? Della thinks. But I did it for him. I wanted a gift for him. At 7 o'clock Della hears Jim at the door. He is never late. Della has her gift for him in her hand. The door opens and Jim walks into the kitchen. He looks thin and he is cold in his old coat and shoes. Then he sees Della's hair. He isn't angry, but he is quiet. Jim, talk to me. I am going to have long hair again one day. But this evening I have a special gift for you. Let's be happy. It's Christmas tomorrow, Della says. But Jim says, where is your beautiful hair? At Mrs. Sophie's store. She has my hair now and I have a gift for you and I love you, Della says. Jim doesn't answer. He looks at Della. Then he says, Della, I loved you with long hair and I love you with short hair and I have a special gift for you too. Della opens the gift quickly and she finds two expensive combs for her long brown hair. Della knows these combs because she sees them every day in a store window on Fifth Street. She loves them, but now she has no hair for them. Jim, they're beautiful, and in 6 months I can put them in my hair, says Della. But wait, I have a gift for you. Jim opens his gift slowly and he looks at it. Jim, do you like it? I look it in every store. Give me your watch. Let's put it on your watch, says Della. But Jim doesn't give Della his watch. He sits he sits down and smiles. Della, let's put our gifts away for a year. He says, I don't have my watch. I went to that store near my office. They buy watches there. You can see my watch in their window now, and you have the comps. What do we have here? The story of two people. They don't have a lot of money, but they have a lot of love. And now they are going to have a happy Christmas because they understand about special gifts. The art game. Jeff, my friend, Andy Tucker says one day, we aren't making any money, let's try a new game. Well, Andy, Jeff says, tell me your plan, but remember this, I don't want to take money from people. We aren't going to take money from them, they are going to buy things from us, Andy says. But that is our old game, what is new? James asks. We're playing a child's game here. People buy our things for $1. Let's move to Pittsburgh. We can find some millionaires and make a lot of money, Andy says. Why do you want to go to Pittsburgh? Jeff asks. The millionaires in Pittsburgh worked for their money. It's new to them. Now they want to buy beautiful, expensive things, Andy says. But what are they going to buy from us? Jeff asks. Wait and see, Andy says. After 3 days in the bars and restaurants of Pittsburgh, Jeff and Andy meet at their hotel on Tuesday evening. Let's have a drink, Jeff, Andy says. I know a Pittsburgh millionaire. Where did you meet him? Jeff asks. At a little coffee bar in 12th Street. Pittsburgh millionaires don't like expensive restaurants and bars. We talked and he liked me. His name is Scooter. I went to his house too. He has 20 million in the bank, but he is a new millionaire. Now he wants to know about good books, the theater and beautiful art. He wants to be a gentleman, Andy says. How is he going to do that? Jeff asks. He has teachers and he buys expensive books and pictures, Andy says. Okay, but what is he going to buy from us? Jeff asks. He has a lot of pictures in his house. He has a famous little gold horse too. It's from Egypt and it's very old. I asked him about it. He said there are two of these gold horses. I want the other horse, but I can't find it. We don't know about art. Where can we find a gold horse for Scooter? Jeff asks. Wait and see, my friend, Andy says. On Friday, Andy comes back to the hotel in the afternoon. He has a bag in his hand. Look, Jeff, I was in a little store near here. Look at this, Andy says. He opens the bag. Andy, Jeff says, is this a good horse from Egypt? It is. It was under some old things in the back of the store. I say to the old man, can I have that horse for $2? He said, That is a beautiful little thing. Give me $55 and it's yours. What did you give him? Jeff asks. He was happy with $25 and Scooter is going to be very happy. He is going to buy my little horse from you. Why from me? Jeff asks. You are going to call him. You are a famous art teacher. You want to buy his horse, Andy says. After Jeff's telephone call, Mr. Scudder arrives at the hotel. He wants to see the art teacher's gold horse. It's beautiful, Mr. Scudder says. It is the other horse from Egypt. Yes, yes, I know about your horse. Now I want to buy it. I want to put the two horses in a special place at my art school. I can give you 2,000 for your horse, the art teacher says. Never, you can't buy my horse. I'm going to buy yours. Here, 2,050, Mr. Scuddle says. Okay, what? With 2,500 I can buy or three pictures for my school, the art teacher says. Now I am going to have two horses in my bedroom, Mr. Scudder says. Jeff runs to Andy's room. Andy is looking at his watch. Did Scudder buy the horse? He asks. Yes, he loved it. The money is in my bag, Jeff says. Good, good, let's go. There is a train to Cincinnati at 10:45, Andy says. Why? Let's stay in Pittsburgh for the weekend. Mr. Scudder is happy and we're happy. He has two horses and we have 2,500. No problem, Jeff says. You're right and wrong. We have 2,500, but Scudder has only one horse, Andy says. Andy, did you take that horse from his house? Jeff asks. Yes, it wasn't difficult, Andy says. But why did you tell me that story about the old man and the store near here? Jeff asks. Oh, because you never want to take money from people. Mr. Scudder had a horse for his money, Andy says. But Jeff, stop. No questions. Let's go. The train is waiting, Andy says.